Hey, back again for part 2 of my response video. Now, I've already answered kind of reason 1 and reason 2, or responded to reason 1 and reason 2. But the second thing I wanted to kind of comment on part 2 is Nathan's comment about pagans are worried about what other people think about them, their egos and whatnot. Honestly, there's the influence on music. It's cool to be, in the occult and whatnot like that. It's cool if you watch Charmed, which, is an okay show for its entertainment value. It's cool if you like to watch stage magic. It's cool if you like seeing movies where flames shoot out fingertips of, the supposed witches and so on and so forth. I mean, honestly, if you take a look at it, I'm sorry to burst anybody's bubble here that, thinks that, cool stuff happens when, cool physical stuff happens when, Wiccans and witches and stuff do magic. Not really. I mean, honestly, all it is intent and will to make a change, to bring forth an opportunity or a change in your life or someone else's life. That's all it is. That's all magic is. I mean, honestly, there's some cool aspects, and there's some things that people could consider cool, I guess. But all in all, it's not really all that cool as far as magic goes. Anyways, as far as the music thing goes, I listen to a lot of music that's not even pagan, like I've already mentioned in the first part. So, I listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan, I listen to Led Zeppelin, so on and so forth. So as far as music goes, and then the third reason was because they weren't Christians to begin with. And I really can't say anything about that. Honestly, people can change faiths. People can move around from religion to religion because they're trying to find something fulfilling. And if Christianity isn't fulfilling for them, then obviously they wouldn't stick with something to try and make themselves happy. They don't want to stick with something that is becoming more of a chore than it is more of a belief. Honestly, I have too many questions and too many doubts in Christianity and what the Bible says and people's interpretation of the Bible and what they say to really believe, And honestly, I never really felt a connection with it at all. That's just me, though. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people that feel the same way, but, honestly, I'm connected to nature. I feel connected to nature, like a lot of pagans are. I don't feel connected. I don't think that I personally don't think and believe that there is one all-ruling God. Because if you think about it, there's people saying, he will strike you down if you say something against him, or so on and so forth. I mean, if you look at how many people have, naysayed and spoken against and, defaced and defiled and so on and so forth, wouldn't you think that he would have made himself present by this point? Don't you think that he would have, given some sign or some gesture or some offering to to let us know, hey, he actually is here. Yeah. And then, as far as 5 minutes, sweet. As far as righteous and loving God goes, if he was really righteous and loving, wouldn't he be willing to accept anybody for anything? I mean, honestly, it's the people of a certain religion that ends up dictating what words actually mean and what verses actually mean and what the Bible actually means. See, there's my doggy. Hello, doggy. Go lay down. Go to bed. If you have a personal connection to God, he'll probably accept you no matter what happens. If you have a connection to something else or someone else or another being, then that's your thing. But, as far as a just and loving God and righteous, you'd think he'd be able to accept pretty much anything. He'd be big enough to accept people not believing in him. That's just my view on it. And then I just wanted to take a moment, because I have a Bible here. See? Holy Bible. This is the Holy Bible, New International Version. I also have another Bible right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. See? Holy Bible. And this happens to be the King James Version. I know it's sideways, I'm sorry. But, I have two Bibles simply because I like to make sure that what I'm reading is actually from the Bible instead of, trying to find some twisted, contorted, chopped and screwed version of a verse and what people think about it. Because everybody can form their own opinions. But one thing I wanted to read here was the Ten Commandments. See? The Ten Commandments. I know you really can't see that well, I'm sorry. But, this is the Bible. And it's the NIV, the New International Version. And one thing that I'm going to read the whole verse here, the whole Ten Commandments, Exodus 20. Just to get a point across here. It says, and God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me or beside me. Now, he didn't say you should have no other gods. He just said no other gods before me or beside me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth, beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. Now, it doesn't seem very righteous and just to me. But showing love to 1,000 generations for those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land of the Lord your God has given you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. That sounds like a whole lot of you shall not, you shall not, you shall not. I think it would be a lot easier to say you can do this instead of saying you can't do that. But my main point across that I wanted to get with that is, you know, he said, do not worship any idols, do not make any idols, do not, you know, worship anything from the heavens or the waters, and yet here you are in a church worshiping an idol. Anyways, that's about it for now. Hopefully that was an okay response video. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.